Let's do pre-stream. Fantasy Domain family, it has been a couple weeks.
It's been a couple.
We have been busy, but we're back. And what we're going to do for the rest of the year, because honestly, it's getting hard to make videos. Not everybody's buying or selling players anymore. People at this point, they know who to start. So then what do? You get on a live stream and you answer questions from your dedicated, lovely supporters. We have missed you all. We are glad you're here.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
We are going to answer as many questions as we can tonight. We've got a limited amount of time still because, again, it's a very busy season right now for everybody, including us, and we've stayed very busy. But, again, we're going to answer every question that you've got in the comments. So drop all your questions, drop a like on this video, and make sure also you're subscribed if you have not subscribed and you play fantasy football. I'm excited. We got to take that collar off of Storm because it's going to drive me nuts. So
okay,
if you get a chance to do that, Storm the dog has a very noisy collar and it drives me nuts when he walks around in here.
It's ridiculous.
But again, good to see you all. We're to the point now where we are 2 weeks away from the playoffs, right?
2 weeks away from the fantasy playoffs,
It has gone by,
including this week.
It's gone by so fast.
I know, and you thought it was next week.
I did think it was next week. I thought the whole time it was next week. But at the same
boy.
time, it's come up on us fast, and now we've got a lot of questions I'm sure need answered. So let's go ahead and start at the top here. We've got a rest of the season question from our guy Football de Noche. Good to see you, my friend. Good to have you back on. Do I drop Butt kicker for Komet? I have Kincaid, and also my other kicker is Aubrey.
Oh yeah,
Sure.
If you have two kickers, just go ahead and get
whatever you
asset
need.
that isn't a kicker, and we're good with that.
Our guy Robert is here. What's up, Robert? Happy Friday to you as well. Full PPR pick 2, please. You've got Singletary, Deontay Johnson, Christian Watson, and Puka Nacua. Nathan?
I'm going to go with Puka.
Yep.
Because the matchup actually is going to favor the passing game for the Rams this week. And then I'm going to go with... I'll take Deontay Johnson. My close third choice is Singletary.
Yeah.
Because even though but I will take Deontay Johnson because Singletary's splitting carries now with Dameon Pierce, but he's clearly the better running back and he's getting all of the receiving usage there. So you almost want to go Singletary, but I'm not in love with that matchup against Denver this weekend. Denver, even though on paper it looks like a nice matchup for Houston offensively, you got to look at the last month for Denver and what they've been doing defensively, and it's literally night and day compared to what they did in September.
So weird.
It's bizarre, but credit to Sean Payton.
I was going to say, this is what we expected from Sean Payton. So I would lean Puka and Singletary, so take that for what it's worth. I think Singletary. I think Dameon Pierce is washed. That's part of it. Anna Gwynn says, what's up, homies? What's up, Anna Gwynn? Thanks for joining us. Glad to see you on. Nick says, love you, boys. We love you too, Nick.
Yep.
Half PPR. Need a running back and a flex. You've got Mostert, Breece Hall, Puka, and Nico Collins. Must win Good, no pressure on us.
Yeah.
And up comfortably with Lamb and Dak. That is a great start to the week. If I'm going for the win this week, a running back and a flex, and a must-win.
Going Mostert and Puka.
Well, actually, I'd go Puka for sure. Who do the Jets play this week?
The Falcons, who have a very good run defense.
Yeah, I'm going Mostert and Puka, I think. I think. Who do the Texans play this week?
The Texans play the Broncos.
I mean, Nico
Good info.
Collins is good for 23 points literally every week because of C.J. Stroud. Like any given week, he could give you 25 points.
Yeah, but any given week, he could also give you 0.
Which is the case with every single Texans
And
wide receiver.
is Noah Brown coming back? Because that
Yeah,
just
Noah Brown
blows
is-
everything up.
No
That
Brown's
literally
back.
blows everything up. You don't know who's going to score points this week in Houston.
So again, no pressure on us. Not like we're going to lose your season, but Mostert and Puka would be our answer there. Yeah, that's a sign. By the way, that's a sign of an elite quarterback, in my opinion. Is anytime any weapon can come out any given week and be able to do that. Brandon is here. Brandon, it's good to see you, man. We missed you, and we missed you in live stream. Hey guys, checking in. How do you think I did trade deadline over my league? But I'm loaded 8-4. You've got Hurts. You've got Swift. Good start there.
Yep.
Rashad White, great
Yep.
person to have. Diggs and CD and JJ. What? JJ? What? How? Okay, so far you're at an A+, and then you've got the best tight end and the number 1 kicker, and then Cooks and Purdy. I mean, like, I'm going to be honest with you, man. I don't know how much better you could have done. I honestly don't know how much better you could have done, because when you're looking at this, you've got Jalen Hurts, who's, above 10 rushing touchdowns on the year. Again, he's having another very productive fantasy year. You have at running back Rashad White, who's the running back 6 right now, and DeAndre Swift, who has been just a 10-point floor every single week. And if Jalen Hurts isn't scoring the touchdowns, Swift is. So you've got that going for you. You've got Stephon Diggs, who is Stephon Diggs, top 5. CD, top 5, playing at a very, very high level. Justin Jefferson, who's coming back and is the best wide receiver we've seen in the last 5-6 years. And then Puka, who is the best rookie wide receiver of this year's class from a production standpoint, and also still a fringe wide receiver 1 right now. And then you've got TJ Hawkinson, who is the tight end 1 right now. I don't know, I don't know how you did that. I don't care. Even if you're in a 2-team league, it's like, well, you drafted way better than the other person.
Yeah, let me just say, you have done literally everything within your power to create a dominant roster in fantasy, and the only way you don't win your championship is through just straight luck. Unluck,
Yeah.
I guess. So, well done.
And he did say, if another super chat, thank you again, Brandon. He said the guy with Justin Jefferson was a must-win this week, and you gave him Waddle. That is a perfect example of using desperation leverage.
Yeah.
So that's a great move. I think adding Justin Jefferson was perfect for that roster. Look, you're 8-4, and that just goes to show that fantasy can be luck sometimes.
Yep.
So that's what's going to happen in the playoffs. But you can set yourself up to be as successful as possible in fantasy, and you've done exactly that. So my hat's off to you, man. I think you did a great job building that team, and I think you have a fantastic shot at winning the championship, barring some unforeseen complete goose eggs from some of those guys, which I just don't see happening at this point. I'll let you go back to. We appreciate it. We got another one here.
Yeah,
from
Hugo.
Hugo, good to see you.
He says must-win situation this week. Start 4: Puka, Kupp, Marquise Brown, Josh Downs, and Tank Dell. Reluctant about Kupp. Not gonna lie, he burned me too many times. He's burned us too many times too, man.
Yeah,
and I honestly think that might be your answer. If Kupp has burned you so consistently over the last month, you might want to go with those other 4 guys. But let's verify our original our just off the bat thinking here, and let's look at all the matchups. We've got the LA Rams playing the Browns, so that's going to be even a tough matchup for Puka. Puka and Kupp alike. Then you've got the Cardinals playing the Steelers. That's also not
tough.
a very friendly matchup for Marquise Brown. And then you've got Josh Downs and the Colts playing the Tennessee Titans. That's honestly going to be your friendliest matchup of any of these this week. I think Downs is a guy that you're going to want to start. Even though Josh Downs only scored like 8 or 9 points last week, he had 13 targets. 13. He only hauled in 5 just because of... It was just weird. It was very weird. He was a big part of the offense. I'm not worried about him at all, especially with Gardner Minshew's volume. Tank Dell, I think at this point, we've gotten screwed too many times saying don't start him. So I think you got to be starting.
You're starting
him, obviously
Tank Dell
every single week. He's your 1. Like if he's your 1, you're comfortable with him being your 1. I mean, at this point with the matchup, you got to look at the worst matchup between
And it's the Rams by far.
and the Browns. So you got to pick Puka or Cup,
and I'm picking Puka. You just like you said, and of course, this will be the week that I'm starting to sit Cup now. This will be the week Cup goes off. I can sense it.
Yep.
But how can you do that after Cup? You said it yourself. Cup has burned you. Cup has burned me, like on my teams, and me telling people to start Cup. It burned me last week.
Yeah, and it's not just the fluky stuff too. Like let me pull up what he's been doing.
It's just
target-wise,
not great.
Not great at all. And he's been very banged up, in fairness.
Which doesn't
but
help.
That doesn't help with fantasy points. Right. So the last, oh my gosh, since his 27-point performance against the Arizona Cardinals in Week 6, he has scored 6, 6, 6, 2, and 4 points. And across those weeks, he's had 7, 10, 7, 1, and 5 targets. Throw away the Seattle game because he didn't play at all. Yeah, that's actually wild. The only 2 games where he scored more than 6 points were Philadelphia and Arizona, weeks 5 and 6. Those are 2 of the worst secondaries in the league.
Did he have touchdowns in both of those games?
No, just in one of them.
Just in one.
But it's because, I mean, the secondaries were horrible. Now you're playing one of the best ones.
Yeah, I think Stafford and Puka have some good chemistry going right now. So I'm going Puka, Marquise, Downs, and Dell. I appreciate the question, appreciate the super chat, man, and sorry you've been burned by Cup because that makes 2 of us, 3
Apologies.
of us, 4 of us, probably a million of us, honestly. All right, let's jump back up to the top here. We've got Gerald here, and Gerald says, Kyler, Howell, Minshew, or Russell. Right now, I mean, did you know that Sam Howell's leading the NFL in passing yards?
Yeah, which is hilarious.
That is Eric the enemy right now.
Eric the enemy, only calling passing plays and just letting Sam Howell get obliterated behind a horrible offensive line. Yeah. It's great for fantasy, though. Again, let's go back to the matchups.
Yeah, because this honestly,
is all,
like,
you get very
Russell
matchup
Wilson
dependent.
is playing at a high level. Kyler Murray's playing at a fairly good level for just coming back.
I mean, Kyler's rushing upside brings such a nice floor, but Howell has rushing upside as well.
Yeah.
I'd probably give the edge to Howell just with the volume that he's been providing consistently all season, but I do think him and Kyler are in the same tier. You've got Washington playing the Dolphins, and you've got the Cardinals playing the Steelers. I'd still lean. I'd probably still go Howell against the Dolphins there.
I probably lean Howell too. Again, I think Howell and Kyler
anyone
and
matched up
Russell
against
Wilson,
T.J. Watt is going to terrify me. So,
yeah.
And then Minshew against the Titans. You're not trusting Minshew.
Yeah, those guys are a tier above Minshew, at least one.
Yeah, and Russ has been fine, actually, more than fine. He's been really solid this year. Because Sean Payton knows how to utilize him correctly and doesn't make him make a ton of mistakes. So, but again, he just has less rushing upside than the other 2 guys in Kyler and Howell.
Yeah, he also has pick 1.5 PPR. You've got Christian Kirk, Jalen Warren, or Deontay Johnson. And I think I have to still lean Christian Kirk here. I think Christian Kirk has the highest ceiling of those guys. I also think he's the safest with Jalen Warren. Yeah. Every week, Jalen Warren has a chance of breaking a big play. In the games where he doesn't, he's not been as productive. And Najee Harris has actually produced at some level in the last couple of weeks. Yeah. So you just never know with that. And so for that reason, he has a little bit of a lower floor than Christian Kirk. I trust Christian Kirk to get 5 targets a game at least. And when you're factoring that in with the fact that Trevor Lawrence is playing fairly decent again, or at least he did last 2 games, really. He's played okay compared to how he looked earlier in the season. Yeah. I'd go Christian Kirk there.
Yeah. Jalen Warren, I'm excited to dive into some of his efficiency metrics next offseason because he's got over 6 yards per touch.
Yeah, I mean, he reminds me this year a lot of what Khalil Herbert reminded me of last year. And so that's why I
think he's a lot better.
I do, well, that's not a very high bar.
Well, I know, but a lot of it's just there have been some very reputable individuals in the football space that obviously the popular one is to compare him to Austin Eckler. I'm not sure I'd go that far, but in terms of being a weapon and being a fantasy asset long term, the reason Eckler didn't score as many points as he did as he does now early in his career is because he was playing behind some of those high draft capital running backs like Melvin Gordon, who just weren't as good, but then he ends up overtaking all of them and is the best weapon. Jalen Warren, when you watch those 2, he is objectively the best weapon on that
I'm interested
offense.
to see the sample size we get of him in a non-Matt Canada offense.
Yeah.
Truly.
Yes, me too.
So
because
these last couple weeks are going to be telling for us.
The thing with Khalil Herbert is he was a guy that was really dependent on a high amount of volume in games where Monty was hurt for him to produce, and it was kind of like a Madison sort of thing. Warren can consistently get 50% snap share just like an Austin Eckler and consistently produce. Yeah. So it's interesting.
Pranav says, who to start, Goddard, Freiermuth, or Juwan Johnson at tight end? I mean, I think I'm starting Goddard in his first week back. I'm still more comfortable with him.
I'm starting him for sure.
Max, what's up, Max? Says pick 2 in a PPR, B-Rob, Cup, and Ramondre.
Well, considering B-Rob is the running back 5 this year, I guess you got to go with him.
Rob.
I'm going with the running backs, B-Rob and Ramondre. Go with the guys that you know are going to get the volume that you expect. And the volume you expected from Cooper Kupp is not what he's getting right now.
And it's tough. We're going to get a lot of Cooper Kupp questions today. And I
Yeah.
just want you guys to, think about that. Like, if somebody's asking you for advice, how can you look at what Cooper Kupp's done over the last 5 games and tell somebody to start him? Like, we just can't. So we're going to shy away from him unless it's an obvious.
Especially
mismatch.
against the Browns. Like,
Yeah.
It just...
Yeah. Start Jordan Love or Russell Wilson. I'd start Russ.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of any quarterback going against that Chiefs defense.
Panic on Eckler and Kupp. Eckler,
No.
no, but he's been underwhelming. I will say that. I mean,
Yeah.
it's definitely just been kind of disappointing.
I don't
Kupp,
know.
I'm panicked on.
I mean, define panic by week 13 too. Like, if you are panicking about
It's too
Eckler,
late.
what does that mean
Yeah.
for you? Like, you can't really trade him away.
Exactly.
And with Kupp, I mean, yeah, you can panic with Kupp and bench him. You're never benching
And
Eckler.
even if you can panic, like, if you try to trade him away, nobody's going to give you anything for either of those guys.
Yeah.
So I'm panicked, but you're holding on, and you're like, it's like going on a roller coaster that isn't finished, and you're going to fly off the tracks. Like, I'm
Right.
nervous, but I'm going.
Yep.
Like, I'm already strapped in.
If I lose because of Eckler, I lose because of Eckler. It is what it is.
Real quick, Kyle just said that Goddard has just been announced as doubtful.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Because
assuming,
Well,
I thought
let's go back
they were
up.
saying he
I'm
was
assuming that's
making a push to
it
go.
might be. I'm assuming that's Kyle Clark type.
It,
So
it probably is.
yeah, thank you,
Yeah.
Kyle Clark type. Let's go to Brandon's comment real quick. I'm looking at this already, and there's an Eagles emoji. Who should I start this week? Hurts or Purdy? I don't feel right not starting Hurts as an Eagles fan. Yeah, great question. Matchups?
Each other.
Oh, they play each other this week.
Right.
That's
so,
gonna be a good game.
Well, I know. And I mean, talk about a dream matchup for Brock Purdy as a fantasy asset. He's
Yeah, I'm
going
starting
against
Purdy.
the Philadelphia Eagles secondary.
Womp.
Jalen Hurts, this is a ballsy pick for us in taking Brock Purdy because Jalen Hurts has the rushing upside. We know what Brock Purdy is, and he gets all of his points from the weapons around it. Not discrediting Purdy as a talent, but like it makes a nice floor for him as well. I'm just worried. Are you worried that the Eagles are going to lay a dud?
With this year's Eagles team, I'm always worried about that, honestly, especially offensively.
Here's what scares me. You know Hurts has a high floor because of his rushing upside. What scares me is you go into the fourth quarter with Jalen Hurts last week against Buffalo having only scored like 8 points.
And he gets the touchdowns.
And he ends up getting like 30.
Yeah.
From one quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Eagles play really well in the fourth quarter, but that just scares me. Like the Eagles are going to have to string together an entire 4 quarters of good football for them to be able to beat the 49ers. And if anyone's done that more consistently this season, it's been the Niners offense, not the Eagles. So I give the edge to the Niners.
Yeah. I know you don't feel right as an Eagles fan, but I promise you can do it, buddy. Anthony, thank you for your super chat, man. Your question, should I start Debo over Nico Collins and Ridley? I have A.J. Brown at wide receiver 1 and Kyron at flex. Also, McBride was limited today. Should I start Taysom Hill? Yeah, I think McBride's going to play. So if McBride's healthy, you start him. If he's not going to play, then you obviously have to start Taysom Hill. But as far as your original question, right now, so here's the thing. Nico is hit or miss, but Noah Brown is back. Ridley has been playing decent.
Yeah,
recently.
I'd start Ridley over Nico.
What about Ridley or Debo?
Debo. I cannot turn down Debo Samuel against that secondary.
Why is there somebody in our comments saying boiler up? Do you want to
And
get?
it's not me.
Yeah. Do you want to get blocked?
Kick him. I'm kidding.
I'm literally leaving here in 30 minutes to go to an IU game, so you better watch it.
Yeah.
And IU sucks game.
Shut up.
They're
Back
so
Anthony's
bad.
question. Yeah, we're starting. What did you say, Ridley or Debo?
I'd say
distracted.
Debo over Ridley.
I'd probably say Debo as well. Debo's actually been playing very well, so
Yeah.
I like
Oh, yeah.
that. Anthony, again, we appreciate your super chat, my man. Let's jump back up to the top here.
Yeah.
Where are we at?
Anakin.
Anakin,
yeah,
women, and the children to Skywalker.
his
Our
favorite name.
favorite name.
Rate the lineup, boys. Allen Kamara, Pacheco, Tyreek, DJ Moore, Ferguson, Flowers, Dallas, defense. Yep. McManus. Then you got Purdy on bench, Downs, Rice, Fryermuth, Spears, Charbonnet, bench.
All right.
Yep.
Out of on a scale of 1 to 22.5, it's like a 18.3.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Is what I would go.
Yeah.
So it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Crunchy Cool says W lineup. You know it. Cohen says full PPR 12 man. My team is Jalen Hurts, Bijan, JT, Stephon Diggs, AJ Brown. How do you guys get these teams?
I'm so jelly.
Ramondre, Sam Laporta. What? Should I trade Ramondre for Saquon?
With the playoff matchups that Saquon has,
no, you'd hold Ramondre.
I'd probably hold Ramondre.
Yeah. Crunchy Cool says, one, have to sit one of them, Brees Hall, David Montgomery, and Zach Moss, Bijan. Who should I sit? Please help. We will help. Zach Moss, you don't sit. Montgomery, I would honestly...
I'd sit Brees.
You'd sit Brees.
Yep.
All right. I was between Brees and Montgomery for me. So Nathan says Brees. I think I'll go Brees too. Tyler says Rams or Dolphins D. Browns are starting to Joe Flacco. And any news on Goddard? So Goddard is doubtful, apparently. That's what Kyle says. Rams or Dolphins defense?
Rams.
That's
me.
Yeah. I'd say probably Rams defense.
I have been
they're
really
playing
good
Joe
at picking
Flacco.
defenses this year, and
Yeah.
I say
Joe
Rams.
Flacco was just announced
Alright.
the starter.
Yeah, so let's do the
So-
Rams.
Listen
yes,
to
please.
the expert opinion over here.
Yeah, that's what I was
The
gonna
one
say.
that gets the most face time out of the three.
I don't
that
even
are
think they've ever seen your
currently on.
face.
Brees Hall over the last 4 months, dude. 10, 10, 18, and 11.
Yeah, let's just
It's just
it's just
nice floor because of the volume and the
Consistent,
receiving
but-
upside. But my gosh, his efficiency or lack thereof in the running game, 3 yards per carry, 2, 3.5. Like, it's not necessarily his fault. He's like the only weapon there.
yeah, that's not his fault.
Because there's no quarterback. So that's just why we're not favoring Brees Hall. We just don't think he's going to win you a game.
Okay, let's see. Ulysses says start 3 Swift, Singletary, A-Chain, Moss, standard league. Moss, Swift.
I got to go Singletary over Achane. I'm terrified of Achane. Like, is he...
All right, so I'll give it to you this way. The safe play is Singletary. The upside play is A-Chan.
Yep. If you're desperate, go Achane.
If you are wanting to play it safe, then go Singletary.
Yeah. We have zero idea what his
Well,
volume's going to be
I
like.
no
He
clue.
just re-injured the thing that he went on IR for.
We
The thing
can't-
being the
We
knee.
can't talk about it, or we'll get
We're going
publicly
to
shamed
start
for it,
ranting.
so.
Yeah, you're
yeah.
right.
Jacob says, "Are you rooting for him to get injured?" Jacob says, "PPR start 2 running back, start 2 wide receivers, and 1 flex."
And now I'm looking for.
It says
here.
message retracted.
No, found it.
What?
Look at the screen.
Oh,
Uh,
okay. Here we go. Already starting Sun. I'm understanding that means already starting Sun God and Keenan. Thank you. I can translate. Montgomery, Achane, Connor, Smith, and Cooper. So it's start 2 running back and 1 flex. 2 running backs. Connor and Achane probably for me. I don't know. Those are guys that are really close to me. And then 1 flex. The flex is going to be Devonta Smith, in my opinion. If Goddard's doubtful, I'm definitely playing Devonta.
Yep.
So who are the 2 running backs in your opinion? I'm taking
Monty
Connor
and Connor.
first. And, all right, yeah. So again, Monty's the safe play. Achane's the upside play.
Yep.
So, but I would start Connor there. Even though he's been disappointing, we are very well.
yeah, he's been getting plenty of volume. He just hasn't got the ball in the end zone. So
Yeah, which I mean,
it's actually just like Joe Mixon at the start of the season.
yeah, it is like Joe Mixon at the start of the season. That's a good point. Anakin, Women, and the Children 2 Skywalker. Also, week 1, I lost my matchup by 5 points. Josh Allen's 3 picks. Yeah, we were all there. This past week, it was a week 1 rematch. This time, Josh Allen secured the dub. Funny how that works. Suck it, Tommy. Tommy. Anakin, Women, and the Children 2 Skywalkers are friends, so we have to tell you to suck it. Sorry. We friends stick together.
Yeah.
Ryan says, I've got to start either D-Hop, T. Higgins, or I can pick up Josh Downs in my league. Mate just dropped him. And then if I pick him out, who do I drop him for? So it would depend on the rest of your roster, but honestly, like,
Would you drop D-Hop for Downs?
probably not
Wow.
quite. They're pretty even, honestly.
They're same tier. Would you drop T. Higgins for
To
Downs?
imagine
No,
that
I would
traded
probably just.
D-Hop.
I'd probably just start. Well, I mean, he doesn't have a
I
quarterback.
I know.
traded D-Hop for Pittman earlier this season, and now it's.
Yeah.
What
it's
is T. Higgins?
I
done?
traded
Anything?
Jerome Ford for Pittman earlier this season.
Shut up.
Sorry, what? What has
What?
T. Higgins done?
Yeah.
So he's actually averaged 28 points per game in the games that he's scored 28
Okay.
points.
That wasn't what
Sorry,
I was
he hasn't done anything because he's been
answer.
hurt. I will say the games. Throw it away. Actually, I'm not even telling you. Throw it away. Anything he's done is irrelevant at this point because he's not playing with Joe Burrow.
True.
So, like,
So you're just-
Jamar Chase is your best option, your best target there in that offense. And is that going to open up targets for T. Higgins when everyone can kind of focus
So you're starting
on Chase?
Downs over both of them this week?
Heck yes.
So then which one should he drop for Downs? If it has to be one of those guys, then I'd probably drop.
Is it a crime to drop T. Higgins?
I literally
You
feel like
afraid?
feel like I can't say that. I would just say D-Hop. But I don't know. I wouldn't. If there's got to be somebody else you can drop, right? Let us know. Let's go to Nick.
Try and package those two guys together and go get somebody. I don't know.
Maybe. Nick says every point counts here. Oh, good. No pressure.
Nice.
Pick a D to play this week. Bucks, Miami, or Falcons.
Okay, so we got the Bucks
Bucks.
playing. Sorry. Falcons are playing the Jets. You need to be starting the
Yeah,
Falcons.
Next.
Bucks.
Anakin winning the Children's Choose House, which is also 7-5, likely 8-5 to play up after this weekend.
Oh, the Bucks have the Panthers.
Yes.
But the Bucks is an interesting pick, except there's no Frank Reich. It's a new coach, and if this trend of fired coaches and interim coaches coming in actually continues this year, I think the Panthers could actually have a good week.
You mean the
and Bryson
law
could
of
look
Jeff
okay.
Saturday
Yes,
and Josh McDaniels?
Saturday in the park.
I still say Bucks.
Yeah, I'd still say Falcons there. And he did say he's about to get in the playoffs. Good job, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Ray says Cooper or Deontay.
Let's go with Deontay.
Yeah, I'll probably go Deontay.
You got to start receivers playing the Cardinals.
Our guy Bobby says, "What's up, gents? What's up, Bobby?
Yo.
Start 3 PPR. Bobby Newport.
Yeah, we're gonna take Monty, Swift, and Stevenson. Sit Brees Hall.
Vito says, drop 1, bench 1, start 1. Okay, keep trade cut. McBride, Taysom, or Freiermuth. We're going to start McBride. We're going to bench Taysom Hill, and we're going to drop Pat Freiermuth there. Agree?
Womp.
With Muth just putting up 120 receiving yards.
Did he seriously do that?
Yeah, with the Matt Canada less offense.
Okay, I don't know, but
I don't think
Taysom Hill's been more productive this season.
he is
season.
very, very touchdown dependent.
Yeah.
And he's a great tight end to spam. But if I'm looking at any of those guys that I could consistently start, Taysom Hill's the last of those guys, and there's a chance that he could be available in coming weeks as well, because I don't think anyone's going to be running to go get Taysom Hill.
All right,
unless
so
they're
then
absolutely desperate.
I'll switch Muth and Taysom Hill there. Ryan says, also it's full PPR and it's a 1 QB league, but I have Lamar on bye, so I got Kyler, which took up another bench spot. The rest of my bench is Justin Jefferson, JT, and Jacobs. Yeah, so then he literally would have to drop D-Hop or T. Honestly, oh, gosh. I don't know. In my opinion, I don't know what the playoff matchups are like off the top of my head. But do you do that? Do you drop one of those guys for downs? Like, I don't know.
That's wild.
I don't think you do. It sounds like a shallow league. So I think downs will be there. I think you just start whoever you.
It's past. Could he package both those guys together just on name value alone and get somebody?
I don't think people are buying at this point.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just don't think so. But he could. I mean, if he can try. Jacob says 2 running back, 1 flex. We did that one. Thank you. Brian Garcia, AKA. Wow, that was almost bad. AKA Memento Mori says, full PPR flex option. Mixon, Thielen.
Just registered 5 seconds.
I know. Mixon, Thielen. That would have gotten taken off of YouTube for that one. Mixon, Thielen, Deontay Johnson, Hollywood's Downs, or Rice. Wow, that's a deep flex. Poop. Riley Rasheed Rice. Who do they play?
The Eagles. No,
No, they don't.
shut up, Sam. They play the Packers.
Yeah, I saw Rasheed Rice there.
I'm gonna go Mixon. I gotta go the running back there.
Kind of gross.
The running back in a bad offense with no quarterback.
Yeah.
Gonna
yeah.
get the volume. They've
I
got
just
it.
remember how bad he was when Joe Burrow was bad.
They're
and
playing the
so-
Jags. Yeah, that's true.
I would go Rasheed Rice, but
I mean, Thielen's
I don't blame you either way.
Thielen
Thielen
getting
did
his first
nothing
game.
last
I
week,
know, but Reich is gone, so he could actually do
It's true.
something. Rasheed Rice is like, he's been on the rise. So
That's why I'm starting him. That's just a momentum start for me.
yeah.
Lamb or Dig for the playoffs? Both.
What the what? Dude.
For the playoffs, gosh, I got to look at their Playoffs. All right. You want to look at the
Yeah.
Cowboys? I'll look at
Yep.
the Bills.
I mean, it's the regular season, so go with
The
CD.
Cowboys.
Yep.
CDs.
Schedule. Here we go. Cowboys schedule for week 14 on is Buffalo, Miami, Detroit.
The Bills schedule from week 14 on.
Sorry, week 15 on, because that's when the playoffs start.
I knew that.
would be Dallas.
Dallas, LA, and New England.
Oh.
It's tough.
You
Who did you say Lambs were?
know what I'm going to go
Bills.
with?
I'm going to Lamb.
No, I think I'm going to take Diggs. If you were to pick, this is splitting hairs, so you should be starting both. I don't know why we have to decide between the two. I'd probably go Diggs.
He probably has the trade
Because
option.
they're 6-6. The Bills are 6-6. They can no longer afford to just trust the process and hope that they end up making the playoffs.
True, they're going to be slinging it.
Their job is let Josh Allen loose and let him play hero ball and just launch it all over the field.
All right,
So
I'm good with that.
Diggs.
All right, we got our next comment here. Have JT out for multiple weeks and have to roll with Puka Nacua, Marquise Brown, Christian Watson, Jaden Reed, Keaton Mitchell. Who to start this week? Who to start next week? All right, so if this is a flex spot this week, you're starting. Man, is it bad that I like Jaden Reed there?
No, it's not bad. I will say, though, that Jaden Reed, the weeks that he has produced over the last 3 to 4 weeks, very Christian Watson-esque.
Yeah, but less big play,
more
just,
volume.
more just
More volume.
which is
Pittman is a must start there.
Yep.
Pittman.
Michael Pittman also in that mix,
next
but
time.
treating him as a must start. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
We agree.
Pittman's a must start. So then who else are you starting there? Puka. And honestly, Puka, Marquise, and Jaden.
Here for me in this order. I'm gonna go Puka. I'm gonna go Marquise Brown. I'm gonna go Jaden Reed. I'm gonna go Keaton Mitchell, and then I'm gonna go Christian Watson.
I agree with you. I
Dead
think.
last, Christian Watson.
Pick 3 full PPR. Jamar Chase, Najee Harris, Nico Collins, Puka, Javonte, and Brees.
I like Javonte's matchup. I'm gonna take Javonte there.
Javonte, Jamar.
We'll take Chase. Chase still had like 14 points last
Yeah,
week.
it's
I think.
Jamar Chase.
And
You cannot bench him.
I'll go Puka.
Yeah, I'll go Puka there as well. Victor says, hope you guys are doing good. Thanks, man. We are. Need to win this week. Oh, goodness. Okay. Need. People are like, I love people who are like, love you guys. Hope you're doing well. If I lose this week, it's all your fault. So
guys
make
suck.
sure you pick it right. Yeah. I know you didn't say that. Kyler Murray, Tua. Who did Dolphins play?
The
Tua.
Dolphins have the. Sam, you're so throwing me off. They got the Commanders. Go Tua.
And then Bijan, Rob / Jack Moss. Jack Moss. I suck. Zach Moss, Kyron Williams. I would probably ride the Kyron train. Oh, they play the Browns. Nah, maybe
I'm gonna
not.
go Kyron and Zach Moss there.
Yeah.
The Brown.
Yeah.
I would
Did he
start
say
people
2?
that are playing the Browns. I don't know.
What if it's just one?
Then Kyron Williams.
Kyron, yeah.
Objectively.
Also, does Curtis have more floor? Boom than Garrett with this week. I don't think so. Assuming that's Curtis Samuel and Garrett Wilson.
Yeah. He's got Curtis Samuel. He actually has higher upside than Garrett Wilson, but his floor is obviously 0 points. So start him at your own risk.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a nice flex option if you're desperate and you're hoping for some points there. Curtis Samuel.
This is a funny one. This is how we've gotten Higgins or Perry.
Yeah, Higgins.
Higgins. Yeah.
Yep.
No, I'm skipping Nick's comments here. Get it off the screen. Pranav says,
I don't know what you're talking
12
about.
team full PPR. Hertz, Eckler, Saquon, Zach Moss, Dell Cup, Goddard, Devonta Smith, Najee. See what? Juwan, Fryermuth likely. Records 5-7 need to win this week and make the playoffs. Good luck.
Best of luck to you, man.
It's a good team, and you got Zach Moss back now,
Yeah.
so that's gonna help. Hey, Jeezy says, hi, Jeezy. Pick 3: Gibbs, Monty, Swift, White, Warren. Gibbs, Swift, White.
Yep.
Crunchy Cool says, thanks. You're welcome. Max says, could you rate my 10-2 team? Well, I'm gonna look at the record and I'll rate it as a 8.1. Hertz, AJ Brown, Chase, Bijan, Kyron, B. Rob, Ramondre, Komet, Benches, Amari, Cup, Noah Brown. I'd get. If I had to do that on a scale of 22.5, I'd probably rate that like a 16.9.
Nice.
No, that's a little low. 17.2.
I don't
Okay,
know. Bench
okay.
is a little bit weak, but
Yeah, that's exactly like
Mhm.
why I've given. I think you
the
could.
starters are.
It's not your
are
fault
great,
though. Like
though.
who would have thought Cooper Cup would suck?
Yeah.
It's full PPR.
Hey, fun fact.
Max is a good team.
I mean, Cup does rhyme with suck, sort of.
Fun fact. Last
Slam.
Thursday,
Slam.
guess
Ryan.
guess who got the majority of the red zone carries for the Lions?
oh yeah, nobody wants to talk about that.
Yeah,
Should've
and
seen it
outscored
coming,
him.
guys.
I know.
Yeah.
That's what I've been telling people.
Got the touchdown and
Yeah,
all
I
that
tried to
jazz.
tell you that earlier that Dave's not going to get all that.
What do you mean you tried to tell me?
You tried to tell me that Jahmyr Gibbs was going to keep getting that production.
Next,
What?
I'm just kidding.
Talking about Joe?
Adam
I'm kidding.
is
I don't
asking
want to take
about
the joke too far. You'll think I was
defenses, and
serious.
I'm starting Tampa's defense this week in my league. I don't know. They're gonna say the Falcons probably.
Falcons.
Falcons.
Okay. Next question. Go ahead, Nate.
Well, there's another part to that
Oh.
question.
Go ahead, Nate.
I lost my spot.
Should I trade Javante for HN or Singletary or keep Javante?
Dude, where
I would keep
are
Javante
you?
there.
Still on Adam's comment.
Oh.
I would keep Javante. Wouldn't you take Javante rest of the season over Achane and Singletary?
Yes, absolutely.
S-
Annie Up says start two or Purdy.
Woof.
They both have really good matchups. Who's been playing better recently? Purdy or Tua? Purdy.
Purdy has been playing better recently.
I'll go Purdy.
Yeah, I'll go Purdy as well. Jason with Super Chat. Jason, we appreciate you, man. So where are you ranking Dearness if ETN doesn't go? And should I drop Roshan to pick him up? I honestly think that backfield will be kind of a crap show without ETN because you also have Tank Bigsby in the mix. Unless he's not hurt or anything, right? Tank Bigsby's there. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he didn't mention Tank Bigsby.
We will
I
confirm.
was going to say, I want to confirm his health, but I don't see anything.
Yeah, Tank Bigsby would be the guy. And honestly, I'm not even starting any of those running backs, even if
So the reason he didn't is because Tank Bigsby, I think, has been third in carries recently.
Yeah.
So
if ETN doesn't go, I think we all know that the Jags' primary plan is going to be to throw the ball because that's what they've been doing the last few weeks anyways. ETN's
So where are we
production has gone
ranking
down.
him? Dearness Johnson, I think he's got the ceiling of like a mid running back 2.
I mean, that
Maybe
would
high-end
take
running
would
back.
take like 13 points, and he'd have to get a touchdown for me to be excited about that at all.
Yeah, so not very high, I think. And should I drop Roshan to pick him up? I'd probably just keep Roshan.
Yeah, hold Roshan.
Roshan's been good.
all right.
Yeah. Jason, we appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
Football de Noche says Juwan Johnson or Taysom Hill this week only.
We're gonna go Taysom Hill.
Yeah.
He's got the touchdown upside, and as like historically bad as Derek Carr is in the red zone, it actually makes sense for them to kind of play some wildcat and stuff with Taysom Hill at quarterback once they get into the red zone. And I mean, he can get a passing touchdown at any given moment. He can get a rushing touchdown at any given moment. He can catch a touchdown at any given moment. Like, it's just, even outside of that, like, he didn't score a touchdown last week, and he still scored 8 points in PPR because of some of the receptions that he got. And like, they just use him all over the field all the time, all games. So it's just, he's a nice start. I like him better than Juwan.
Yeah, okay. So we did that one.
Yeah.
Oh,
What
there was
so
another
what do I keep? What kicker do I keep? Butker or Aubrey? Let's look at the numbers here.
Yes, I stream kickers, so like
We generally do. So if they're not like a top 2 kicker, we generally stream kicker.
Yeah.
But
They're both.
I'm gonna
startable.
give the edge to Aubrey generally
'Cause the
because their
offense has been
offense is so much
clicking,
better.
dude.
I mean, he's a kicker. He's a number 1 kicker in the league. Now Butker has had a pretty solid season in his own right. He's actually he's the 10th kicker.
so just
10.
keep Aubrey.
They're playing Green Bay, Buffalo, New England, the Raiders for the rest of the season, and the Cowboys are fine. Their schedule's fine. We'll go with the best kicker there.
And then also, would you prefer Komet or Kincaid? Kincaid for
Kincaid.
Yeah, because
Kincaid doesn't
like Nathan said,
require
they're going to be
touchdown.
slinging it. So
Yeah.
and have a nice day, you too, man. We appreciate you guys. We've got a 5-minute warning here, and then we're going to jump off. So get your last questions, and we'll answer as many as we can, but we'll prioritize super chats. Let's go back. How far did we get?
Della Jeezy.
Yeah, so Higgins droppable? Question mark. Funny question. We've been talking about that for
JSN
JSN or Perry.
Higgins dropped for JSN.
Yes.
Crazy.
Yep. JSN had 13 points yesterday. It
It
would have
should have had
been
25.
it should have been like 24
serious?
if
Yes.
They
I just
they
saw the number pop up, and I was
they
like,
just
"That's-
they
that's
didn't just
fine."
call it a no catch on the field. They overturned it, which was the most atrocious thing, not the most atrocious thing I've ever seen. It was really bad.
So
Like
Yeah,
I
the
cannot I've
pass
seen a lot of terrible
interference, no
things. I
call.
saw the Colts and Browns game
It was pretty
officiating.
bad.
That totally should have stood. If they said no catch, it should have stood and been a no catch. If they said catch, it should have stood. Like there was not nearly enough evidence for me for them to overturn that.
Drop
but whatever.
to Damian Pierce, JSN, or Gabe Davis. Damian Pierce for sure.
Yeah.
And who else? Probably Gabe Davis.
Yeah. No.
Really?
No. You got to drop JSN there. Gabe Davis has too high upside for you to drop him.
JSN has the upside. Gabe Davis does. at this
Dude,
point.
Josh Allen is literally about to throw the ball like 50 times a week.
That's true. Dortch with Michael Wilson out or Jamison Williams with an increased snaps reported. I never trust what the Lions coaches say. I'll go Greg Dortch there probably.
Yeah.
Jennifer says full PBR start Monty and Moss. Flex Hall, Singletary, and Nico. Yeah,
We're gonna flex.
Singletary.
Flex Singletary, yeah.
Ryan says trade deadline's over, and it's a 10-man league. Also have Rashee Rice in my lineup, but I want to keep him too. So what do you think, or what do y'all say, Rice and D-Hop over T and potentially Downs? I would keep Rice. I would just keep who you have there. Rice, D-Hop, and T. That's what I would do. That's a question we were answering
I'd take
earlier.
Downs over T.
So you think you should drop T. Higgins to get Downs?
Dude, Josh Downs just got 13 targets. T. Higgins has not done that all season, and he didn't even do
All
it
right.
with Burrow.
There you go. That Nathan says that, so I don't necessarily disagree. I just don't know.
It's disgusting. It's so funny
It's really
because
gross.
all off season we were downers on T. Higgins, and now we're getting to a point where it's like, I feel like I'm not. It's not like we're in denial. It's just like we were
we're not Egyptian.
we were too right.
Yeah.
He's really plummeted. So
Pull up the gong
Why?
because you're right about
True.
T. Higgins.
That's true.
yeah,
We do need to do a T. Higgins gong soon.
yeah, we do. We'll do that in Dynasty, I think.
What could be some possible, or who could be some good possible options to trade away JT if I can? I would hold JT.
Yeah.
He's
Mhm.
going to come back and give you more than what you get for him in trade.
Yeah.
And it says this week I have 4 players I'm buying. 2 of my other players are questionable. So I'm likely stuck with either start Judy or Watson. I'd start Judy right now with Russell Wilson. Also, or if there's anyone else you think I pick up, I would just start Judy. Just 1 week.
Yeah.
Kyle says start 1 in Superflex. Tim Boyle, Devontae Parker, Noah Brown, Justin Watson, Rondale Moore. I'll start.
Sorry, Purdue fan bias.
Yeah, it's okay. So who was out this week for the Cardinals? Michael Wilson.
Yes, he was out.
I probably
Did you see Greg Dortch's touchdown catch in garbage time?
no.
It was like a one-handed hip catch. Like he grabbed it on his hip. It was so wild.
We're going Rondale or Noah Brown.
Or no, I think he grabbed it. Never mind. Continue.
Tiebreaker goes to Rondale.
Rondale. All right, we'll go Rondale.
We go Rondell. He's got big playability.
Country Cool says rate my team 1 to 10. Sorry, we only do 22.5 point scales. Current score is 9 and 3. Videos have been helping me out. Good. Thanks, man. QB Dak Purdy. Oh wow. Running back Bijan Brees, Zach Moss, Monty. Okay, pretty good. Wide receiver Keenan Allen, Mike Evans, and DJ. Okay, Ferguson, then Taysom Hill, and then Aubrey, and then Browns defense. So really solid kicker defense, elite quarterbacks, pretty good running backs, pretty good wide receivers. I go like a 7.9 out of 10.
Why in the world did you move from your 22.5?
Well, he said 1 to 10. I got to give him what he wants.
Yeah. Right.
Ryan says for next week he's got Justin Jefferson, Waddle, Ridley, Jacobs, all these. I'm gonna, of course, answers could be different based off this week. Who to start? Jefferson. Right? Yeah, it's gonna be different after this week. Honestly, I want to see how Ridley does. If Ridley has another strong week, I say Ridley, Waddle, Jacobs, Kyron. Those would be my top ones.
Yeah,
and then
actually,
Rashee Rice if
order.
you need another one.
Yeah, well, Swift.
Just a general. Yeah, thanks. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Adam says Monty, Swift, Cook, Stevenson, rest of the season. Rank them.
Swift,
Stevenson, Monty Cook.
Monty Cook. Yeah.
Yep. Bizarre Curtis says, should I trade D. Watson and Addison to get Kyler?
I'm assuming this is Dynasty. Yes.
No, it's probably not Dynasty. It's probably.
Why would you trade Deshaun Watson? He's out for the season. In fantasy.
Oh. Yeah, if you're doing that in Dynasty, yes. All right, that's going to wrap it up. We got some places to be, some things to do. So we appreciate you guys jumping on with us. Thank you all for your super chats. We appreciate your support. We're going to be on here live again soon. We're going to do some live streams to finish up the season and answer your start shit questions. So,
Excuse me?
And the grand finale on what was a great day of me mispronouncing everything I read.
Yeah, man.